People often dislike those who stand out from the crowd without a clear reason. This can sometimes make Sigma males the target of negative reactions or judgment from others. While these reactions may seem unwarranted or unfair, there are some underlying reasons why Sigma men can rub people the wrong way. Here are 6 of them. Number 1. They know when people lie. Talking to someone who can instantly tell when you're not being genuine can be pretty uncomfortable. That's what it's like being around Sigma males. It disrupts the usual flow of social interactions, where people often play nice but might be hiding something beneath the surface. When a Sigma male picks up on this, he might act in 2 ways. He'll call you out on it, or he might let it slide and just observe you silently. He's not the type to confront every dishonesty, but he'll always know when someone can't be trusted. You can see he's on to something by how he looks at you. It might be a small smirk, an eyebrow raise, or a cold stare that tells you he knows what's really going on. This can create friction, especially when someone is caught exaggerating a story or spinning half-truths. That sharp awareness can make some people defensive or even angry, making them annoyed with the person messing up their games. But this ability comes from experience mixed with gut feeling. It's like a finely tuned radar that picks up on body language, tone of voice, and subtle cues that most people miss. They prefer to keep it low-key and just observe the craziness around others. But this quiet understanding of deceit can accidentally make them a target. People who thrive in environments filled with smoke and mirrors don't want anyone shining a light on their tricks. Honest interactions breed authenticity, which can intimidate those used to playing games. Instead of connecting with intentions, those caught up in their deception may step back or even lash out. It's like being around someone who won't let you get away with your usual move. It makes you feel exposed, and that's a position many people aren't comfortable handling. Number 2. They don't sugarcoat feedback or criticism. Giving honest feedback is like walking a tightrope. Some people prefer to skate around uncomfortable truths, wrapping their comments in layers of fluff. But not Sigma males. When they pinpoint issues, it's as sharp as a tack. They call things as they see them, straight up, without coating it in sugar. This can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's refreshing to hear someone shoot straight. You ask for help, and instead of vague suggestions, you get real advice that you can actually use. It's like having a friend who'll tell you when you've got spinach stuck in your teeth instead of nodding along and letting you walk around like that. But on the flip side, not everyone can handle such directness. Some people can't take the heat. They get defensive, feel attacked, or think that being honest is just being rude. Criticism, especially when it's delivered bluntly, can feel like a gut punch, even if it's meant to help. The ones who can't handle it might even label Sigma males as harsh or insensitive. Feelings get hurt, and drama often follows. When you're around someone who doesn't sugarcoat things, it shines a light on your own weaknesses or shortcomings. This can make people feel uncomfortable, especially if they aren't ready to face their own flaws. Instead of appreciating the honesty, they might see it as a threat. That air of invulnerability can agitate those who are stuck in the sugarcoat zone, making them feel overshadowed or belittled. Both sides of this feedback dance can create tension. The ones who prefer to be coddled might avoid the truth tellers altogether. That's why well-meaning honesty gets misinterpreted as arrogance, and the trust breaker is left wondering why their straightforwardness rubs some the wrong way. Number 3. They often leave events unnoticed. Have you ever been at a social gathering and suddenly realized someone has vanished? That invisible act is all too common with Sigma males. They can blend in and slip out without a whisper. It's like they're ghosts, and this can leave others feeling a bit frustrated. When they shuffle out quietly while everyone's caught up in conversation, it's hard not to wonder, did I say something wrong? That's the thing. These guys can seem aloof, but it's not personal. They just aren't into the whole goodbye hug or the dramatic exit. Maybe they're already mentally planning their next move, or just retreating to recharge. Some people crave the spotlight. They stick around, soaking up the energy and saying their farewells like it's a scene from a movie. But Sigma males are quietly gathering their thoughts, prioritizing their next steps over small talk. What can really get under people's skin is how easy it is for them to leave without anyone noticing. That sudden disappearance can stir up all kinds of feelings, especially for those who thrive on attention. Seeing someone bow out like it's no big deal can trigger jealousy or irritation. It kinda feels like being upstaged, making others second-guess their own social game. However, those who prefer solitude often admire this low-key capability, appreciating the no-fuss attitude. But not everyone gets that vibe. Many wonder if they're not liked, or if their social skills fell flat. It can lead to awkward assumptions, with some even believing Sigma males think they're better than everyone. The reality is, they might just be fine chilling in their own space, rather than diving headfirst into what feels like forced interactions. In a world that sometimes equates noise with connection, slipping away unnoticed can throw people off balance, making it harder for them to figure out where they stand. Number 4. They ask probing questions about social rules they find illogical. Some people just can't handle it when someone starts digging into social rules that seem silly. You know, those unspoken laws of etiquette that everyone pretends to follow because that's just how it is. Well, when you have someone who questions these norms openly, it stirs things up. Some people take those things seriously, to the point of linear thinking. And when someone challenges that way of thinking, it's like they're throwing a wrench in the machine. Those used to going along with the crowd start feeling uncomfortable. It's like someone pointed out that the emperor has no clothes. They might wonder if their belief system was wrong the whole time. People don't like that. They prefer things to stay as they are, even if it's weird. When someone challenges the status quo, it can lead to discomfort, especially in social settings where everyone is just trying to fit in. The person asking those questions often comes off as a rebel, and not everyone can cope with that. Some get defensive. They feel like their social lives are being picked apart one grain of sand at a time. Why rock the boat? This is the mantra for many. So when Sigma questions why we even have a boat in the first place, it can become a serious sticking point. Being direct and logical, Sigma males shine a light on the contradictions in social behavior. Maybe it's the way people fake compliment each other when they don't really mean it, or the way they go to weddings and pretend to be thrilled for people they might not even know that well. For most, it's easier to stay on autopilot than question why. All those little quirks people don't think about but just do. Those can get ripped apart, making others feel uneasy about their own habits. Number 5. They are difficult to break down. Being around someone who's hard to figure out can be frustrating, right? That's how many people feel about those who keep their cards close to their chest. When someone exudes confidence and doesn't easily reveal their inner workings, it can make others feel out of control. This air of mystery can trigger curiosity or even annoyance. But why? Because people naturally want to understand what makes someone tick. A confident guy who doesn't spill the beans leaves many scratching their heads. This difficulty in breaking down a person's personality can lead to assumptions, and not all of them are positive. Some might think the Sigma male is hiding something, or he's acting like he's above everyone else. But here's the thing, there's no hidden agenda. He's just comfortable being himself and doesn't feel the need to over-explain every little detail of his life. For some, this leads to jealousy or insecurity. It's like a mirror showing them their own struggles with confidence. When someone isn't bubbly and open about their thoughts or feelings, others often fill in the blanks with negative stories. They might label the quiet guy as standoffish or aloof, not realizing that he's simply preferring to observe rather than engage in small talk. And let's face it, not everyone enjoys mindless chit-chat, especially if it veers into drama or gossip territory. This self-assuredness can also trigger a primal instinct in some. People may feel threatened or see them as competition. You know, The unspoken game of social hierarchy. Their quiet strength can make others uneasy, like they're about to be outshined in a way they never expected. So it's no surprise that some reactions can be downright negative when faced with a personality that's tough to unpack. Instead of engaging, they might just choose to avoid them. Number 6. They won't change their opinions to fit in. A lot of people can't stand it when someone sticks to their guns, and that's exactly what happens with those who hold firm to their opinions. When someone is unshakable in their views, it can rub others the wrong way. Some people feel uncomfortable when they're faced with a Sigma male who won't just nod along and agree for the sake of harmony. This constant clash of ideas can spark frustration, especially when everyone else seems to be jack-of-all-trades types, shifting their opinions depending on who's in the room. But for Sigma males, it's more about being true to themselves rather than trying to fit in with the crowd. That confidence can make others feel insecure, as if their own uncertainty is under a spotlight. Those who thrive on social validation might feel challenged by someone who stands firm like an unmovable rock. The blunt reality is that Sigma males unintentionally make others take a good look at their own beliefs. That reflection